I'm back from my weekend away and it's finally time for me to experience them damn emotions. Inside Out 1 to me might just be the best Pixar film ever made. It's either that or Up and I can never choose between the two. But I love, love, love and adore the first Inside Out, so I was quite excited for Inside Out 2. And when the opening Disney logo kicks on and the first couple of notes of the Inside Out theme played, chills up and down the arm, and I was just like, I'm gonna love this film, aren't I? And yes, I did. It's not quite as good as the first film, but Inside Out 2 completely lives up to the standard of that first film. And everything that you love about Inside Out 1 is in Inside Out 2. The emotional intelligence, the clever writing, the imaginative ways of them portraying the inner recesses of someone's mind in the physical forms within the mind. I was sat there watching this film and seeing the way that they portrayed certain aspects of someone's inner mind. And I started chuckling because of just how smart and clever it was. Like the sarcasm and the part where they get caught in the brainstorm and it's an actual storm that has ideas floating around inside of it in the form of little light bulbs. The writing in that regard is once again just so clever, so smart, and so fun that I sat back and let the film take me on this journey through the mind because of just how well done it was in terms of them portraying aspects of the mind. But of course, like the first one, the real strength of this film comes with the depth and the messages and the themes it explores with our emotions, and in this film with anxiety and how she is just rapidly changing Riley's personality, her inner sense of self, in order to try and fit in with the cool kids and succeed at this hockey camp. She is overthinking like crazy, writing all the scenarios, all the possible horrible, terrible outcomes of the entire weekend and all these different situations, and how all of this overthinking can lead to just self-doubt, embarrassment, and all sorts of just negative thoughts about oneself. And I really connected to that because I'm a chronic overthinker, I'm a chronic worrier, even about just the slightest things, because, you know, you overthink so much because you just want everything to be as good as it can be, not in a toxic positivity kind of way. You don't want things to just go wrong. You don't want to be sad. You don't want to be disappointed. You don't want to be let down. And this film completely nailed that, with anxiety taking over the control room, changing Riley's personality, her sense of self, but not in a villainous way. And that's what's so good, because anxiety is doing all of this to try and make Riley the best version of herself possible. She's trying to do it for Riley's benefit, but just not realizing that it's hurting her. Pixar, man, once again, just with that emotional intelligence, the maturity, the depth, the themes, good stuff. There isn't a moment in here on the level of Bing Bong's Take Her to the Moon for me, but at the end of the film, when it's all coming together and converging, I had a lump in my throat and I had a couple of tears in my eyes because I was invested in Riley. I cared about Riley as much as her emotions did because of the first film. So seeing anxiety just completely change Riley's personality and warping her sense of self, I cared, and I was rooting for Joy and the other emotions to get back to headquarters to try and save Riley. Inside Out 2 was one of my most anticipated films of the year, and it did not disappoint me at all. Again, the first one was a little bit better, like I expected, but this was a wonderful, tremendous sequel with great expansions of the premise, new emotions, new parts of the human condition to explore, with all the depth, all the emotion, and the smart writing, clever imagination, everything that you'd want Inside Out 2 to have after its magnificent predecessor. Long story short, Pixar, they're still the kings. Now, I'm gonna go drink some anxiety.